folks, Jim Messina here, VintageDrumsTalk.com, and it's that time of year again for the 2017 Chicago Vintage and Custom Drum Show right behind this curtain. We'll be right back. Sorry about that, folks. What I really meant to say is, may I proudly present to you the 2017 Chicago Vintage and Custom Drum Show. I gotta go. Well, they say the third time's a charm, so this is Jim Messina with Vintage Drums Talk. May I present to you the 2017 Chicago Vintage and Drum Show? Wow! Jim Messina here for VintageDrumsTalk.com. I'm at the 27th Vintage and Custom Chicago Drum Show. Glad to be here. We're going to be shooting down on the floor behind me. All the action's going on. The great collectors are here. Mike Corrado, Mark Cooper, all those guys are here. Bunny Carlos. We're going to check them all out right now. Come on along. Let's go see the best, biggest show on earth. Everybody, they've got all kinds of artisans at this show, all right? Not just vintage drums, but there are guys doing all kinds of things. And we've got Mike Morgan here, who is doing some engraving, some real engraving work. And we're going to show you a little bit of that right now. Look at the tool that he's using to do that with. Look at this little tool. It simply vibrates, yep. And I imagine there's a lot of skill as to how much pressure to use.
The angle, as you change the angle, it changes the depth of cut.
Okay.
As you change the angle, it changes the depth of cut. You can rotate it right or left and flare it right or left. As you press on the back, it accelerates. So it's cognizant of your, it's reacting to how you're pushing. So it would be just like in old style engraving using hand gravers like this, except with a little power assist. So the whole idea is to be able to get in there and incise your lines. This is a very different style of engraving than is usually done on older vintage drums.
Yeah.
That's usually wriggle engraving where they're wiggling it back and forth. And this is more of a gun style engraving, which is something that I'm just now starting to bring to drum engraving, because I haven't seen any that are done in this style of engraving in the past. There might be something back there. I'm not a drum historian, but but I think that this is sort of a new approach to drum engraving. We're using a very, very old technique.
Is this something that you've taught yourself to do, or did you learn?
I've learned it through the years. I've had some mentors that are master engravers, and I'm a member of the Firearm Engravers Guild of America. So this is just taking that skill and bringing it to the drum thing. So.
Well, look, it's really beautiful. I mean, what you're working on right here is beautiful. I love it.
If you want to get a close-up of that.
Fantastic. Look at that.
So this is our Chicago drum.
The trick drum. Okay, trick. Look at that. Man, you find everything right here at the show, okay? Guys, Jim Messina for Vintage Drum Stock, along with Mike Morgan. He's a master at this. Look at this beautiful piece. We'll be right back. Back here with Mark Cooper. Now remember last year, you guys know we're good buddies. Mark, we call him Sea Green Cooper, okay? But last year we spoke about this fantastic Gene Krupa tom. Now I say Gene Krupa tom because we're almost 100% positive that this literally was played and owned. Go watch the video from last year of Mark Cooper. We explained the whole thing, everybody. We have every reason to believe that he played this, owned it. It's a cool story. But this year, Mark, look what Mark found this year. Look at this. To go along with the tom, he found a pack of Gene Krupa playing cards. That is, I think, where'd you find these, Mark?
Larry Matthews, my
good friend Larry Matthews.
My good friend Larry Matthews.
You know, Larry buys a lot of Mark's stuff. But look, he's building a whole little collection around this town by adding these cards, and he's got a lot of cool pictures to go with them too. But just, you know, this is something that only you would find, along with your sea green banjo and the rare colors you have.
And I've got a line on Gene Krupa's boxer shorts.
Mark Cooper, you guys, he never ceases to amaze me. Jeez, we'll be back. Hello everybody, Jim Messina here once again for VintageDrumsTalk.com at the 27th annual Chicago Vintage and Custom Drum Show. I'm standing here with an icon, B3, Bill Ludwig III as we know him. I missed him last year, but look, Bill, I'm so glad that we got to connect this year.
Well, I am too, man. I missed you last year. Glad to see you again.
Yeah.
Appreciate
what do you got to show
stopping
us?
by. And, well, I've got new finishes. We're starting to do different colored lugs as well as shells. This is the newest edition, all gold drum. We still cut the Roman numeral 3 as the vent hole. And, you know, I did this series as a limited edition run of the first 50. And I think you guys might know this fellow who got #1 of the first 50. And he was kind enough to get me backstage to make the presentation 2 years ago. So that was pretty cool.
Great.
But we have just a whole array of colors and combinations.
This has come such a long way in 3 years. Look at
I've
this.
got my good friend here, Bobby Torello.
Good to meet you.
Played with Johnny Winter,
All right.
Bob Seger, Michael Bolton.
So good to meet you.
He's one of our endorsers. He's playing a couple of drums and helping us get the word out. So,
Well, how do you like how these feel? What do you have to say about them?
I got my own custom-made one that I'm really enjoying. I had a Yosemite Sam kit made up, and he had a special one made for me, so I'm partial to my own. But I have 2 of them now, and I'm trying to get some more. Let me out. Yeah.
You're moving on up, man. I'm telling you, you can't
it's
kill that.
unbelievable. And I've now got dealers involved. I've got my own custom imprinted drumsticks, custom printed heads.
These are nice. Look at that.
You're going to start seeing us with worldwide domination.
You've already done that.
I'm
What do you
not
mean?
playing around anymore.
Jeez.
okay?
Don't
No
love
more
me, guys.
Mr. Nice
This guy's,
Guy.
he's the king, boy. Hey, everybody. JC Messina here with VintageDrumStalk.com and the famous Tony Lewis. Tony, my buddy, how you doing, man?
Hey, always good to see you.
Remo collector, we see him every year, got to talk to him. Now look, Tony, you had a drum sitting here and it already sold, you guys.
You know?
Tell them about, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Tell
Oh, yeah.
Tell them about it.
So what I had was a mid-60s Trixon piccolo. And those are like next to impossible to find. And blue croc.
I got some pictures.
You know,
I'll show you guys.
It's a very hard drum to find. But it's a piccolo, beautiful drum. And the Trixon line is hard to find Trixon stuff that's intact. And let alone for it to be a piccolo. So,
Yeah.
you know, but other than that, it's been a good show. Things are going well. Good vibe in the house. Of course, we got our team here, so we can't go home, leave home without this. So,
How you feeling, my friend?
you know, I'm feeling much better.
You're in good health?
Yep, good Lord's been good to me. And
I always say you're in good shape for the shape you're in.
thank you.
Tony Lewis, you guys. Primo Collector, man. We'll be back. See ya. That was cool, huh?
Oh, man. From the land of sky blue water, land of lopped out pines and dead birch trees, comes the beer refreshing, comes the beer refreshing.
Joe Loma, what can I say?
We had to have an ending, right?
Oh, 50 degrees.